Chen Pingan observed that some people were having fun watching across the street. One person in particular was shouting that he bet 5 times and that every time he bet, it would miss. Meanwhile, the others were calling the host Lu Shuai a fraud and demanding their money back. Lu Shuai tried to calm the crowd down, explaining that the game was just a matter of luck. He told them that because they were angry, he couldn't beat their nascent soul's cultivation at his current stage. Afterward, he took something from his pocket and showed it to the crowd. The stunned crowd murmured among themselves, noting that such a young man was a third-level array mage. Eventually, they dispersed and apologized to Lu Shuai, who accepted their apologies gratefully. Noticing Chen Pingan, Lu Shuai asked if he wanted to try the game. Chen Pingan expressed interest and asked how the game worked. Lu Shuai explained that the game was simple. There were 2 domes, one for immediate period defense and the other for integration environment defense. He asked Chen Pingan to choose one of the 2 and break it to get 10 times the amount he bet. Chen Pingan responded that it sounded simple enough to earn some money, but he lacked a spirit stone. He inquired of Lu Shuai about the cost of a 3rd-grade healing medicine. Lu Shuai replied that the 3rd-grade healing medicine was worth about 60 low-grade spirit stones, but he made an exception for Chen Pingan. Lu Shuai thought to himself that there was another foolish person who was rich and that this time he must take him for all he's worth. Chen Pingan drew his sword, causing Lu Shuai to be taken aback. He wondered if Chen Pingan was wielding a low-grade magical weapon. However, the air emanating from the sword was thin, and Lu Shuai felt it was somewhat familiar. As he recalled, Chen Pingan had a reputation for wielding an immortal artifact that descended to the southern region. With a smile, Lu Shuai increased the defense of the dome to such a high level that even Chen Pingan's full strength couldn't break it. Despite Lu Shuai's efforts, Chen Pingan slashed the dome in half, leaving Lu Shuai shocked and convinced that it truly was an immortal weapon. After severing the dome, Chen Pingan was baffled and wondered if he had struck it so hard that he had also broken the bottom of the crown. Nervously, he asked Lu Shuai how they would calculate his winnings, thinking that if Lu Shuai knew he had no money to pay, he wouldn't hit him. Lu Shuai believed that if Chen Pingan discovered he was cheating, he would kill him. To ease Chen Pingan's concerns, Lu Shuai told him that he had won a total of 600 spirit stones. Chen Pingan responded that Lu Shuai was quite honest and excused himself, stating that he had other things to do. As he walked away, Chen Pingan considered himself lucky that he wasn't asked to compensate for the money. Lu Shuai, on the other hand, considered himself fortunate that Chen Pingan did not become enraged. He remembered that the immortal weapon once stated that it would protect its master, even from other immortals. As he noticed that Chen Pingan was being followed, he got the idea that he now had a chance. Meanwhile, Chen Pingan also noticed the people who were following him and thought that maybe Lu Shuai had come for revenge. Lu Shuai greeted Chen Pingan once again, and then Chen Pingan asked him what he wanted. In response, Lu Shuai reassured him that he was not in the same group as the people who were following him and attempting to steal his money. He also expressed his belief that Chen Pingan is a good man and said that he wished to assist him. Lu Shuai turned around and stared at the people following them. Then, he told Chen Pingan loudly that no one would dare to do anything with his protection. Upon hearing what Lu Shuai had said, the 2 strangers were spooked. Lu Shuai told Chen Pingan that no one would dare to harm them while he was there protecting him. Grateful, Chen Pingan thanked Lu Shuai. Lu Shuai bowed and responded that there was no need to be polite. He then introduced himself to Chen Pingan and asked for his name. Chen Pingan replied that his name was Long Out Yin. Lu Shuai recognized the name because it was the name of the owner of Tianzuan Tower, or it could be a duplicate name. He reasoned that no cultivator would ever dare to use his name. Lu Shuai thought that he had heard a rumor that there was an extremely powerful being behind Tianzuan Tower. He assumed that maybe the man behind the tower was Chen Pingan because he was wielding an immortal weapon. Chen Pingan asked why Lu Shuai was sweating so much, to which Lu Shuai nervously responded that maybe it was because they had been standing for a long time. Chen Pingan opened the door and greeted everyone inside. Wang Dagui was shocked and inquired if Chen Pingan had agreed to join them. The woman immediately noticed Lu Shuai, prompting Pan Hang, one of Wang Dagui's teammates, to ask why Chen Pingan brought an extra person. He turned to Lu Shuai and inquired about his presence there. Lu Shuai explained that he was interested in the competition and intended to join their team with Chen Pingan. The woman was delighted by this news and stated that their team would now have a better chance of winning the championship with Lu Shuai on board. Pan Hang, on the other hand, was angry that he was no longer the highest cultivated person on the team. He had initially joined the team with the sole intention of seducing Fei Shan's interest, but he did not expect that Chen Pingan would be able to recruit Lu Shuai as well. He then noticed the dog and asked why Chen Pingan had brought it along. Chen Pingan explained that the dog was not just any ordinary dog, but a demonic beast. Amused, Pan Hang expressed his disbelief, stating that Chen Pingan had never seen the world and that the dog was not a demonic beast. However, as the dog approached him, Pan Hang started to feel a little intimidated and began to stutter. Pan Hang unexpectedly kneeled, leaving everyone perplexed. Lu Shuai, grinning, believed the dog was a demonic beast, despite its appearance being indistinguishable from a normal dog, and thought that Chen Pingan was not an ordinary guy. The dog, however, seemed to think that they dared to be complacent. Pan Hang asserted that he had merely fallen and was baffled as to why he experienced such intense pressure at that moment, insisting that the dog was just like any other dog. Chen Pingan inquired if Pan Hang had encountered a ghost or if he was simply suffering from kidney disease. Feeling humiliated, Pan Hang retorted, claiming he hadn't seen a ghost and had only slipped and fallen. Tian Shanshan intervened, halting their quarrel, and reminded them that the competition was fast approaching, so they needed to hasten to the Beast Mountains to gain experience. Sometime later, at the Beast Mountains, Chen Pingan expressed his confusion as to why they hadn't encountered a single beast since arriving. Tian Shanshan explained that they hadn't come at the opportune time, and when no low-level beasts were around, a powerful beast might emerge. She cautioned Chen Pingan that when a powerful beast appeared, they would protect him, as he was the least skilled among them, and that he should seize any opportunity to strike at the vital points. Pan Hang reassured Tian Shanshan not to worry about their strength, as no beast would pose a threat, and they were there to gain experience. There was no need to protect Chen Pingan. Tian Shanshan turned to Pan Hang and advised him to cease talking. Pan Hang became infuriated and glared at Chen Pingan. Sensing Pan Hang's anger, Chen Pingan pondered the possibility that Pan Hang was targeting him, and lamented that he didn't have spiritual roots to gauge other people's levels if he was indeed strong. Meanwhile, Bronze Sword asked the dog if his dragon presence had leaked. The dog admitted he didn't know and inquired if Bronze Sword had sensed it. Bronze Sword explained that his cultivation level was substantially higher than his companions, making it challenging to detect any leakage of his breath. He reassured the dog that even if they left some traces, it was improbable they would encounter any beasts during their journey. The dog grinned, informing Bronze Sword that he would capture a few beasts to train them, and mentioned that Pan Hang had irritated him. Trembling, a bear called out for his brother, revealing that he had seen a frightening figure on the other side of the mountain. Amused, Xiongda, the older brother bear, dismissed his concerns, stating that he was now in the nascent soul realm and that no being could defeat them. The dog materialized behind them, challenging them to confront the terrifying figure if they were unafraid. Xiongda eagerly accepted the challenge. However, when he turned around, he was stunned by the sight before him, as he felt the powerful presence of the dragon looming behind him. In shock, Xiongda choked his brother, Xiong'er, exclaiming that he was about to suffocate. He then asked the dog what he was doing there. The dog assured them that he wouldn't harm them if they followed his instructions and did him a favor. As Chen Pingan and the others continued their trek around the mountain, Chen Pingan spotted a massive bear up ahead and alerted the group. Pan Hang inquired about the beast's location, determined to demonstrate his skills to Tian Shanshan, Chen Pingan, and Lu Shuai. He concentrated his chi into his fist and instructed the group to observe. Pan Hang struck Xiongda, but the attack proved ineffective. Pan Hang's eyes widened in astonishment as he realized the beast was in the nascent soul realm, just as he was about to be hit by its powerful paws. Xiongda's counterattack sent Pan Hang flying a considerable distance. Terrified, Tian Shanshan deduced that an even more formidable beast had appeared, one in the nascent soul realm, despite the fact that the strongest member of their group was only at the 7th layer of Dantian formation. She contemplated searching for a way to escape. Undeterred, Chen Pingan charged toward the giant bear. Chen Pingan swiftly halted Xiongda's attack, leaving the member both stunned and perplexed. Xiongda quickly snapped out of it, thinking that he was fortunate to have held back, and remembering that the dog had warned him that if he injured Chen Pingan, he would meet a horrible end. Chen Pingan considered himself lucky to have deflected the bear's attack, as he would have perished otherwise. Puzzled, he turned around, wondering why his group was maintaining such a distance even though he had successfully blocked the attack. Lu Shuai explained to him that they were leaving the situation to Chen Pingan. Evaluating the situation, Chen Pingan thought that the beast might be weak, and that the group didn't need the others to intervene, believing that the bear was only in the first Dantian formation. He concluded that they wanted him to demonstrate his abilities, which is why they let him handle it. Focusing his chi on his fist, Chin Pingan reminded himself that he couldn't let his group down. He launched a punch at the bear, causing it to stumble. Xiongda rationalized that he should pretend to be injured. Seizing the opportunity, Chin Pingan leaped towards the bear and attacked him. Xiongda telepathically questioned the dog as to why Chin Pingan was genuinely coming after him. The dog responded mockingly, stating that it wasn't his concern anymore. Feeling upset, the bear bellowed at the dog. Xiongda realized that if he continued to fool around, he might actually lose his life. He turned around and charged at the others, contemplating attacking them instead of Chin Pingan. Chin Pingan shouted that as long as he was present, they shouldn't even consider attacking his group. Embarrassed, Xiongda turned around and retreated. Pan Hang awoke and inquired about the situation, mentioning that he could only recall being thrown. Xiongda appeared before Pan Hang, who screamed in terror. After a while, they resumed their trek around the mountain, and Pan Hang wondered why he was the only one being targeted. Wang Dagui suggested that perhaps he had offended the bear in the past. Fei Shan complimented Chin Pingan, admitting that she had been worried about him earlier but had changed her mind, and asked if they could rely on him for the martial arts competition. Chin Pingan replied, believing that Fei Shan must be joking. Pan Hang angrily turned around, wondering why Chin Pingan had become the center of attention, and how he would humiliate him if a new monster were to appear. Suddenly, a beast's hand grasped Pan Hang. Pan Hang turned around, assuming it was Wang Dagui, and asked what he wanted. Startled, Pan Hang questioned why he was the only one being pursued by all the beasts. Tian Shanshan clarified that her sole intention was to practice teamwork, never anticipating the numerous accidents that would transpire. Injured, Pan Hang weakly inquired why this had happened. Wang Dagui, supporting Pan Hang, reassured him that his injuries were not severe and that he would recover after several days of rest. Wang Dagui found it perplexing that Pan Hang's battered body was not severely injured, unsure whether to consider him fortunate or not. Chin Pingan expressed surprise at Pan Hang's pitiful state, as he had initially believed Pan Hang to be strong and capable of defeating a monster. He encouraged Pan Hang to continue practicing despite being the weakest, emphasizing the importance of perseverance. Upon hearing Chin Pingan's words, Pan Hang lost consciousness. Wang Dagui mused that Pan Hang was fortunate to not have offended Chin Pingan, given the way he had been reprimanded. Chin Pingan notified Lu Shui of his impending departure for the Alchemy Guild, mentioning they would meet again the following day. Lu Shui replied, stating that he was coincidentally planning to visit the Alchemy Guild to purchase medicine pills and inquired if they could travel together. He also asked if Chin Pingan was seeking to buy medicine pills as well. Chin Pingan responded that he intended to sell a large quantity of medicine pills, believing they held more value that way. Lu Shui agreed, mentioning his acquaintances within the Alchemist Guild, which he thought might prove useful. Upon their arrival at the Alchemy Guild, they were greeted by Yi Min, who playfully questioned Lu Shui's unexpected appearance. Noticing Chin Pingan, she inquired about him and suggested sharing a meal together. Feeling tense, Chin Pingan politely declined, explaining that he was only there to sell pills. Yi Min insisted that he need not be so formal with her and requested to see the pills, promising to purchase them at a fair price. Chin Pingan reached into his ring, mistakenly producing a snack that he had believed to be pills. Both Lu Shui and Yi Min asked if those were the intended pills. Embarrassed, Chin Pingan admitted that he was inexperienced in using the newly acquired ring. With a cringe, Yi Min asked Lu Shui if Chin Pingan was genuinely his friend, to which Lu Shui replied that he most likely was. He then thoughtfully informed Chin Pingan that defeating a Yuaning monster was somewhat excessive. Chin Pingan retrieved something from his ring, accidentally dropping a 10% discount card Bai Gufeng had given to the sect. Yi Min recognized the card and realized it was the rare purple gold card from the treasure hall, which was rumored to belong exclusively to the hall's owner. As Chin Pingan finally produced the pills, Yi Min apologized and asked him to wait a moment. Yi Min hurriedly left, leaving Chin Pingan puzzled. She suspected that Chin Pingan was no ordinary person, given his possession of the card, and felt compelled to inform her master. Shimin Chen, the chief of the Alchemist Guild, questioned Wang Outyan about a man who held the treasure hall's hall master's purple gold token and was seeking to sell medicine. Long Outyan accused Bai Gufeng of being shameless for making such a move. Visibly upset, Bai Gufeng retorted that he had already won, while Shimin Chen urged them to calm down. Shimin-chin informed Yi-men that Chen Pingan was an imposter and that Long Outyen and Bai Gufeng were already in league with him. He urged her to expel him immediately. Overhearing Shimin-chen's conversation with Yi-men, Long Outyen and Bai Gufeng deduced that it was Chen Pingan who had disguised himself. Seizing Shimin-chen, Long Outyen instructed him to treat Chen Pingan as if he were his own father. Furthermore, Bai Gufeng warned Shimin-chen to remain silent even if his alchemist guild were to be emptied. Puzzled, Shimin-chen came to understand that it was Chen Pingan whom the duo had been boasting about. He then advised Yi-men to wait and not throw him out, insisting that the man should be treated with respect and that all his requests must be fulfilled. He threatened that if she were to offend him, he would expel her. Long Outyen mentioned that he hadn't anticipated Chen Pingan's arrival in the northern region so soon and speculated that he might have a new plan in mind. Shimin-chen questioned Chen Pingan's ability to empty the treasure hall without difficulty, simply inquiring why he would struggle to purchase pills. Deep in thought, Shimin-chen asserted that Chen Pingan's need for him was evident, considering he had come to the northern region's general council to locate him. Even though he wasn't there, it was enough to prove his significance. Long Outyen considered Shimin-chen to be quite thick-skinned. In the meantime, Yi-men blushed as she contemplated how she would accommodate Chen Pingan's demands. Realizing that she had been teasing him for a while, she wondered what might happen if he indeed made such requests. As she returned, she murmured that Chen Pingan was rather attractive. She boldly asked if he wanted her to give herself to him, causing Chen Pingan to cringe. Fuming, Boss Duan grumbled about yet another woman flirting with him. After some time, Chen Pingan expressed surprise at selling so many spiritual jade for 10 third-grade medicines and thanked Lu Shuai's connections. He bought cultivation manuals along the way, intending to study them at home. Chen Pingan asked the system to return him, which it promptly did. He mumbled that the connections Lu Shuai had helped him find were quite beneficial, and he questioned why women in his world were so eager to give themselves away, adding that he was handsome. A system message appeared, stating that the transmission had been completed. A portal materialized, causing Chen Pingan to fall face-first onto the ground. Infuriated, he demanded an explanation from the system for throwing him out into the air. The system responded with a new message, claiming that there had been an error in the transmission. Chen Pingan yelled at the system not to make excuses and to reflect on its actions. The dog concluded that it was Chen Pingan's responsibility to think about what had happened. Muttering under his breath, Chen Pingan walked away, stating that he was too lazy to care about the system and wondering if Xiao Linger had missed him during his absence. As Xiao Linger lay on a chair, she whispered that the days without Chen Pingan were quite comfortable. Upon hearing of Chen Pingan's return, her smile vanished, and she screamed. Just as Xiao Linger was about to greet Chen Pingan, she hiccuped. Chen Pingan inquired about the amount of watermelon she had consumed. Meanwhile, in the immortal world, a woman bathed in a pool of blood. Dissatisfied, she murmured that the blood pool was insufficient. She summoned one of her subordinates, who eagerly awaited her instructions. She commanded him to venture into the mortal world and slaughter several cities to replenish the blood pool. Chen Pingan mumbled the following morning while stretching, realizing that cultivation was indeed a unique thing. Even without sleep, he still felt energized. Curious, Xiao Linger inquired if Chen Pingan intended to leave her behind once again. He couldn't help but suspect that Xiao Linger was still pretending. In a surprising move, Chen Pingan told Xiao Linger that he would miss an appointment that day just to spend time with her. Taken aback, Xiao Linger informed Chen Pingan that missing appointments was irresponsible, but she reassured him that she would be fine since she had someone to play with. Grinning, Chen Pingan thought to himself that he knew Xiao Linger was pretending and felt fortunate he hadn't stayed in the kingdom, otherwise, Xiao Linger would have been home alone. He informed her that he might be out running errands frequently and advised her to moderate her watermelon consumption to prevent another fever. Xiao Linger agreed. As he stepped outside the house, Chen Pingan waved goodbye to Xiao Linger, who in turn smirked and called for Chopper to come out and play with her. Meanwhile, in the warrior kingdom, Chen Pingan mumbled about being late as he rushed to find Lu Shuai and the others. Bronze Sword noticed someone from the immortal world had descended and was surprised to discover they were from a certain sect. The dog inquired about the sect, and Bronze Sword explained it was an evil one, relying on human blood for cultivation. He speculated that they might be interested in the blood of the city's mortals, which could disrupt Chen Pingan's schedule. Bronze Sword resolved to investigate. The blood sect member murmured to himself that a kingdom of such size would provide an abundance of blood. He settled on the kingdom as his target, but Bronze Sword appeared, questioning his choice of location. The stranger recognized Bronze Sword and inquired about his presence there, to which Bronze Sword replied with annoyance. Bronze Sword unsheathed his weapon and struck down the stranger while bidding him farewell. The dog appeared, musing about the vast world and the stranger's unfortunate choice of location. Bronze Sword agreed, mentioning that the stranger he had just killed was not the only one who had descended. They would not bother with cities without the order of Chinpingan or others from his yard. Feeling anxious, Grandpa Morong knocked on Chinpingan's door, suspecting that he might not be home due to the lack of response. When the 4 experts arrived, Shindanting stated that the others were also gathered at Chinpingan's house. Long Outyin explained that immortals were slaughtering cities, and Bai Gufeng responded that there was no need to ask, as they were all there for the same reason. Long Outyin inquired if Grandpa Morong knew whether Chinpingan was home. Grandpa Morong frowned and told Long Outyin that he believed Chinpingan was not home, having come to see him because of the immortals. Long Outyin was taken aback by Chinpingan's absence. Xiao Linger greeted the experts, and Shimin Chen, sensing a powerful presence, mistakenly identified her as Chinpingan. Long Outyin punched Shimin Chen, calling him foolish before clarifying that Xiao Linger was Chinpingan's sister. Grandpa Morong informed Xiao Linger that they required Chinpingan's assistance and asked if she knew his whereabouts. Xiao Linger replied that Chinpingan had gone out and might not return until evening. Concerned, Grandpa Morong informed her that if Chinpingan did not return soon, millions of people would suffer. Xiao Linger told them not to bother her brother and reassured them that she could also help. Grandpa Morong asked Xiao Linger if she could see the immortals, to which she confidently replied that it was a simple task. Xiao Linger reached out her hand and seemingly grasped the air, explaining that if Chinpingan returned too soon, her plans would be ruined. Therefore, she decided to assist them with this straightforward task herself. With a smile, Xiao Linger informed them that the problem had been resolved. One of the immortals, clearly irritated, inquired of his companion about the whereabouts of the others. Visibly fearful, the companion responded to his superior that while one of them was en route, the other could not be reached for some inexplicable reason. The superior immortal, frustrated, grumbled that his companions seemed incapable of accomplishing even the simplest tasks. Quite unexpectedly, an astral form of Xiao Linger materialized behind them. The immortal superior, caught off guard, prepared to defend against Xiao Linger's imminent attack. Long Outyin, skeptical, questioned Xiao Linger as to whether the problem had been resolved already. Xiao Linger assured him that it was indeed finished, albeit admitting that she had overlooked one detail. The other immortal, puzzled, noted that he had not encountered his superior or any of the others at their designated meeting point. Suddenly, he was approached by the astral Xiao Linger, who launched an attack on him. Xiao Linger gleefully announced that she had managed to resolve the situation with a mere snap of her fingers. Grandpa Morong found her demeanor endearing, but he remained unconvinced of Xiao Linger's claims. Bai Gufeng informed the group that they could no longer afford to wait and needed to locate Chinpingan in the northern region. Grandpa Morong countered that venturing there could potentially jeopardize Chinpingan's plans in the north, asserting that Chinpingan was likely well aware of the situation. Just then, one of Grandpa Morong's subordinates appeared, prompting him to inquire about the matter at hand. The subordinate reported that the immortal who had slaughtered the city had encountered a colossal figure and had vanished in an instant. Surprised by this news, Grandpa Morong dismissed his subordinate, murmuring that they were perhaps overanalyzing the situation. Xiao Linger, grinning, reminded the group that they owed her their assistance, as she had already helped them. After a moment, Jindanting, drenched in sweat, remarked that if Xiao Linger was truly so powerful, Chinpingan must be as well. Shimin Chen acknowledged his disbelief that the 5 of them, all prominent figures from various forces, had come together, struggling to comprehend the reality of the situation. Grandpa Morong expressed his flattery at being included among such esteemed company. Long Outyin shared his observation that they were like pivotal pawns in an incredible game of chess that Chinpingan had orchestrated not long ago, with each of them serving as fingers to manipulate the world. Bai Gufeng came to the realization that he, along with the others, was simply a pawn in Chinpingan's grand scheme, and the others swiftly concurred. Meanwhile, in the Immortal Realm's Evil Sect Hall, the Blood General informed the Blood Lord that those who had been sent to the mortal world to gather blood had all perished simultaneously. The Blood Lord surmised that immortals might be roaming the mortal world and instructed the Blood General to personally investigate the matter, as she was in the midst of a critical breakthrough period.